Next, I would call upon Dr. Swati, and she needs no introduction. And she is the first woman corneal surgeon in Rajasthan to perform maximum number of keratoplasties and helping eliminating the corneal blindness in Rajasthan. I'll congratulate Dr. Swati for that. And she is the medical director of Eye Bank Association in Rajasthan, and also heading the Swanetra Eye Hospital in Jaipur. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Maya, for this. It's a very humbling experience also. And I'm really thankful to Voss and Dr. Mohita to have me here. I would basically, I was given some other topic, but I thought of talking about this because I feel that definitely each one of us as a surgeon has a very important learning curve. And I also being, luckily into cornea and anterior segment, and I feel cornea is the most forgiving organ of all the organs of the body. And whatever you might do, you just end up with a beautiful cornea if everything goes on not so bad. So there are certain surgical videos that I'm going to show in DSAEK. When I was learning DSAEK, I had faced lots of problems, and because I was not in an institutional setup and I was in a private practice. So here I didn't have any cover or anything, but here you see a poorly vitrectomized eye, and I had put this graft, and the graft was very irregular, thin than the rest other grafts, and you could easily see that there is because of the floppy iris, it kept on touching at the back of the graft, and here a bubble was stuck in the center. And in spite of seeing all the videos and watching all the surgeries of surgeons who are doing cornea, when you are stuck, you innovate and think out of the box, and you try and do things which people have not done, and you could land up with a lot of problems even. But you tend to innovate a lot of things during the process of learning. There's a second video here. As you can see that when I started with, we were not doing automation, and this was the manual cuts that we used to do. And in spite of checking the whole graft, while doing so, I realized that my cornea was getting as bad as it could have been, and it was such a task to insert the graft inside the anterior chamber, and then forming the anterior chamber was again very difficult. And these are a few of my toughest cases that I had come across. The number is many, because the learning curve was, I don't know about other surgeons, but being an average surgeon, the learning curve was pretty high and steep, and I kept on struggling to put the graft, and we did see that the haze was clearing a little at the periphery, and I could actually visualize some part, but the bubble was not forming, and I had a tough time forming the bubble, and I was really worried about AIOC2021-GP219-Topic-Dr.Swati being formed, but later on got away with it. Again, there's another video which shows that I usually use a needle to insert the graft, and I made the dissection so thin. DMAEK was not there in place at that time, but I think I kind of inadvertently did a very thin graft and inserted with a needle, and this is how my needle got stuck, and the graft was absolutely, in rolls. And later on, to de-roll the graft was such a difficult task. But a lot of times when you are going through all this and you have not an institutional support, that is what you land up with. So these are a couple of my cases that I would just show the pictures of having a very bad detachment on day one. And as I said, the cornea is so forgiving that I think we humans should learn from that. And this is after rare injection on day 7. Another case, on day 7, the cornea looked pretty bad, and my patient was not very happy because he thought that the DSAEK is going to do wonders. That is what they searched from Google. And after 3 months, the cornea started clearing, but post 1 year, definitely the cornea cleared a lot. So when you start with a bad cornea, and then when you do a good graft, it is okay. But when you land up with a lot of complications like a DSAEK detachment or even a smaller detachment, as you can see in the lower right corner, this causes a lot of problem, and it keeps the patient symptomatic. This was one of the phakic eyes with vitreous touch syndrome, which you can see that on post-op day 1, very irregular dissected cornea. I think I did a very bad job in dissecting a cornea like this, but then gradually when I filled with air injection, the edge always kept on detaching on all the serial OCTs that I did, and I literally had a problem in that area. But then, as I said, the cornea does clear, and we need to have practice patience. A lot of times we just get away with it. There's another another case in which there was a double DM. I did not remove the DM completely and put a graft there, so there are 2 DMs in one. So this was such a surprise to me when I did an OCT and I thought that the DM was fully removed, and another one, and I did such a small graft that there was a huge gap that I left. So these are the series of cases, and I had these eccentric grafts. They poor manual dissection ranging from pupillary brock to resolved after dilatation. So the list is never ending. So I would always say that when you are doing such kind of surgeries, you'd be very, very grateful, and you should always thank your stars if you get away with it. And the learning curve definitely varies from surgeon to surgeon. Maybe some surgeons who are doing really good. And with this, I just want to share this rare eye disease issue that is coming up in IGO from BOSS and IGO and AIOS, and the submission deadline is 15th of July. So I welcome everybody to please come and submit these your rare eye disease articles in the special issue. And thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you.